good night from New Orleans.
In the next to last Monday Night Football game of the season, the Cowboys can either improve or deteriorate their playoff position. But how they played in their final two games has a profound impact on many others. Most immediately, the Saints. Their dim dreams depended on defeating Dallas, and they were double-figure underdogs in the Dome. But they played well against the Cowboys there. Leon Let's saying no way, but Everett knows that they've beaten them twice in the Dome. He wasn't around for those, but he was driving them most of the length of the field when he makes the mistake. Tony Tolbert couldn't believe what he threw to him. Then he's off and running. Big block on Everett here, and Tolbert goes 54 yards, his first career interception, first career touchdown. Cowboys lead 7-0 going to the second quarter now. Mario Bates will bust one, bursting through a huge hole in that Cowboy D, a 40-yard spurt. But Morton Anderson missed the field goal. They're still getting shut out, 2nd and 9. Troy Aikman drops back, short drop, tip, picked. Darian Connor off the Wayne Martin hand, and Connor looking end zone, except for him. 315-pound Larry Allen saving the touchdown, but Aikman makes another mistake. This time it's Jimmy Spencer. After they settled for an Anderson field goal, that should have been the go-ahead touchdown. He was called out of bounds. There? I don't think so, but that's what they called. And they had to settle for the field goal, 7-6. Take it to the second half. Cowboys get a field goal of their own. They're up 10-6. Then Emmett will bust one. Into the end zone, caps a 74-yard drive with his 22nd touchdown of the year. Next possession, though, his hamstring just pops out and his feet come out from under him. The last thing the Cowboys wanted to see when they were coasting into the playoffs. Emmett leaves with a left hamstring pull, obviously in pain, gets the pat in the back from Jerry Jones, but he's out of the game. So the Saints have new life. Double play fake, but Everett's ball bounces off Derek Brown. Darren Smith goes in. Mistakes for both quarterbacks really cost them. The Cowboys D stepping it up, and Everett had one last chance to rally. He's down 24-16. A touchdown and a two-pointer will do it, but Darren Smith picks him off again. The first two interceptions and first touchdown of Darren Smith's career. A mistake-prone game for Everett, who never got in the end zone, was picked 3 times, 18 of 32 for 162 yards. Aikman wasn't much better, although he was accurate, 21 of 28. A couple of his balls ended up in Saints' hands. Moore's first losing season is now assured since the mid-'80s as the Saints are knocked out of the playoffs. Dallas now 13-2 in December the past 4 years. As for Emmett, he was just 2 shy of the all-time single-season touchdown record when he went in the third quarter. He's going to be very questionable for their final game of the season, and he probably will not catch John Riggins. Cowboys offensive tackle Eric Williams wasn't with the team in New Orleans. He was in a Dallas courtroom pleading no contest to driving while intoxicated charges in exchange for closing the case against him. Williams was sentenced to 2 years probation and community service in connection with a one-car accident which also cost him the season with torn knee ligaments. Dan
Marino may need a second operation to repair his right Achilles tendon. Marino says the tendon hasn't fully recovered since being torn last October. Marino says he'll have doctors examine him after the season and let them decide on further surgery. Next season could begin as early as this weekend for the Colts. Out of the running for a playoff berth, head coach Ted Marchibroda may start Browning Nagel at quarterback in the final game of the season. The Colts finish up their season at home on Saturday against the Bills. Nagel backed up Boomer last year. Boomer suffered a concussion on this hit by junior Seau. Esiason will be held out of practice. He's listed as day-to-day, should be ready to play on Saturday. An MRI taken today revealed a sprained ligament in Warren Moon's knee. The extent of the damage won't be known until Thursday. Moon's backup Brad Johnson has thrown just 37 career passes. Sterling Sharp has put up with nagging injuries all season long. He's got another one, a stinger. Today's MRI was negative. He should be ready to go when the Pack visit Tampa Bay. Jeff George, 22 touchdown passes, a career high. He'll get a chance to add to that total this week, but he'll be playing with a broken finger on his left hand. George will be fitted with a playing cast. We stay in the QB ranks. Jay Schrader missed the second half of yesterday's win over the Bengals with a sore knee. That was just a precautionary move. Schrader is expected to play on Saturday against Atlanta. Elsewhere on the Hurts list, the Eagles' Charlie Garner and the Bills' Steve Tasker will not play again this season. Garner had surgery Monday on his ruptured knee tendon. Tasker has a broken arm. Other football news, ESPN Radio's John Clayton reported in Monday's Tacoma News-Tribune that Tom Flores will not return as Seattle's head coach next season. Flores' contract, believed to be 5 years, gives the Seahawks an out after the third season, which is this season. Fleury's comment on the report was he doesn't know where the rumors are coming from. John Clayton also reported that owner Ken Behring has met with Bill Walsh and is considering him for a high-level position in the Seattle Seahawks organization. Gary?
One day after being eliminated from the playoffs, the Broncos are looking to the future. Team owner Pat Bowlen will present a prospectus for a new $200 million stadium by the year 2000 in Denver. But the public task force there he's trying to convince is prepared to spend $48 million over the next 13 years to improve their current home, Mile High Stadium. The Christmas presents just keep pouring in for Pittsburgh. The Steelers cinching home field throughout the playoffs on Sunday against Cleveland, so they get a Christmas Eve trip to San Diego Saturday without really having to work. And if all these signs weren't enough, check out who dropped in on Bill Cowher Monday afternoon.
I just went to Cleveland. Those suckers threw dog bones at me. Hey! Give Santa a hug, brother. Oh, Santa's butt's sore. From Mrs. Claus, a big kiss. She said for me to give you one, but you're a little bit ugly. From Jimmy Johnson, for when you go to the Super Bowl with all those TV cameras, hairspray. This is from Jerry Jones and the boys. This is what they want for Christmas. They want you!
Santa was actually Steelers PA announcer Bill DeFabio, who returned with that cutout of Troy Aikman carrying the Steeler team picture. Cowher would love that to be his New Year's resolution, beating the NFC in the Super Bowl. The reference to Jimmy Johnson's hairspray was pointed. The Fox announcer is the one who suggests that the Steeler D is more gimmickry than strength.
He made his NFL debut against the Saints and lost 28-0. Troy Aikman said it felt more like 85-0. We'll break down Troy's performance tonight in the Superdome. Not a super performance, but it was a victory. And if you missed anything, if you're just tuning over from the game, we'll get you caught up on all the NBA, including the Bullets playing tough against the Suns without Weber.
And remember, you're playing for Bud Light, ladies. The boys are back in town.
These guys are good.
Who are you calling guys?
Yeah.
Looks like you're in the finals. Ma'am, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
You're the defending ladies pool champion?
Yes, I am.
You know what I hate, man? When you go to see the big gold Buddha, and you pick the leaf with the virus on it.
Soon the world will be divided into two groups.
Infected Oak Bray.
What?
Those who've experienced Burn Cycle, the ultimate cinematic adventure game.
Must be one hell of a virus.
And those who think the first group is just strange. Burn Cycle, it's not just a game, it's an infection. Only on CDI. Now get Burn Cycle free when you get into CDI.
Introducing Ford Contour. Gold, a world car for the 21st century. Result, world-class technology in two all-new engines, including a 24-valve V6 that runs 100,000 miles between recommended tune-ups. Outstanding safety features from dual airbags to a steel safety shell, even a filtration system that removes virtually all dust and pollen from the air. The totally new Ford Contour, a world car for the 21st century.
Thursday, Arizona takes on Syracuse, only on ESPN.
Friday night, pull up a ringside seat. First, Super Bouts, Hagler's Knockouts. Then Tony versus Jones for the IBF Super Middleweight Championship. There's always great boxing on ESPN.
Will Barry reach 2,000? Will Detroit make the playoffs? Will the Dolphins win the division? Will Don Shula become the winningest regular season coach in history? Will you watch, please?
Many of you watched the Cowboys and Saints tonight in New Orleans, giving them everything they could, but too many mistakes cost the Saints a chance, and they lost at 24-16. Our Pam Oliver was in the Superdome. She caught up with Michael Irvin after the game. Pam?
What you know about Emmett? I know you guys are good friends. You're very concerned about him at this point?
Yeah, I'm definitely concerned. I mean, concerned about his health, period. You know, we're fortunate enough right now. We accomplished what we set out to accomplish. I mean, we got the first week bye. We got a couple weeks, and you know, hopefully he just get healthy and be ready if that's the thing. And I'll go in and talk with him. They said maybe it's not as bad as everybody think, and hopefully that's the situation.
The season winds down. You guys are going into the playoffs. You don't want to lose a starter like this, but at the same time, you're still trying to win games.
Yeah, we don't want to lose anybody. Starters, backups, anybody. Everybody's very important. Everybody's role is very important. The last couple of years, that's the thing that got us over the hump. Everybody understand their role. And I don't need to say how important Emmett is and how big his role is.
Finally, are you satisfied with the way the offense has been running? Are you satisfied with the game tonight?
No, I'm not satisfied, but not just me. I'm sure to the man in that locker room we're not satisfied. No, we still got a lot of guys banged up, and everybody's pulling in and doing whatever it takes to win ball games. And that's the key. You know, sometimes we may not look as good as we like to look, but as long as we win the ball game, that's the key.
Michael, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Pam, thank you. We will go back to Pam for more post-game comments. Troy Aikman says football parallels life. He sees the Cowboys as a team playing in a city where people have become completely numb to success. After hearing the questions and comments about his subpar performances lately, Aikman said, how much would it mean to achieve something if you didn't have to struggle to get there? Troy's night, the topic of our breakdown. Last 4 games, Aikman, 1 touchdown, 7 interceptions. The quick out to the left side to Novacek, 14 yards, the perfect throw over the shoulder. As he looks off his first receiver, Aikman uses the quick drop, Marino-like, to get Irvin. Aikman gets careless, though, does not look off his receiver. The pass to Irvin tipped by Wayne Martin, intercepted by Darian Connor. The next Cowboy possession, Aikman wants to go to Irvin in the flat. And once again, Troy telegraphs the pass. Jimmy Spencer reads it. The interception to the 27. What should have been a touchdown. Watch again. Aikman's eyes never leave Michael Irvin, and Troy gets picked off. The conservative pass. Aikman, Robert Ford trying to correct their problems. Aikman back to the basics. Deep drop, quick look off, and hits Kevin Williams for 11 yards. Then it's Aikman to Novacek over the middle. Looks off Darrell Johnson first. Aikman effective throwing to the left side in the middle of the field. When Aikman couldn't find anyone initially, he rolls out, rolls left, and then bloops it to Irvin over the defense. Aikman effective, looking off the first receiver and then throwing short to the left or the middle. He got in trouble when he threw right, but he wasn't looking off receivers all night long, and that is not the Troy Aikman we know. He threw at least 1 touchdown pass in the first 9 games he played. He's thrown only 1 in his last 4, and as I mentioned, 7 interceptions in those last 4 games. Threw 3 picks against the Niners, 2 more last week against the Browns, and 2 more tonight. But it is a win for the Dallas Cowboys. Gary?
Fortunately for Troy, his defensive backs were doing more of that picking against Jim Everett. Our Pam Oliver will intercept the defensive star of the game when we come back.
Today on The Joy of Cooking, how to smoke a puck. Take 12 guys, tough, dress them heavily, put them on ice. Take 1 puck, drop it, add sticks, add skates, mix on high speed. 2 parts drop pass, 3 parts fake shot. Equal parts velocity, speed, and adrenaline. Stuff some the ouch. Add 210 pounds of hip check, then top it off with a blistering slapper. Voila, smoked puck. Dig in, NHL 95. EA Sports. It's in the game.
It takes 10 times longer to make than some California champagnes. Maybe that's why some folks like it 10 times better. Cordon Negro Brut by Freshenet. There's a party in every bottle.
From the city by the bay to the city of light,
Every day we connect over 200 places with over 5,000 flights. And though we continue to grow with new aircraft and new destinations, though we fly over 160,000 people a day, we remain committed to serving each and every one at a time.
Now, an oil made just for your hard-working engine. 4x4 from Quaker State. Off-roading, extreme temperatures, towing and hauling. They all make your light truck or 4x4 work extra hard and could shorten its life. Why settle for a conventional car oil? Get 4x4 from Quaker State. The intelligent oil for hard-working engines. Now get up to a $1.89 mail-in rebate on a 6-pack case of 4x4. So you buy 5 quarts and get 1 free.
Welcome back to SportsCenter. The Cowboys had the second best offense in the NFL. They didn't look like it against the Saints, but they have the best pass defense in the conference, and that's what paid off this evening. Darren Smith, in his second year in the NFL, led the team with 2 fumble recoveries, but had never had an interception. That changed at just the right time. Our Pam Oliver picked him off after the game.
Okay, thanks a lot. Welcome back to SportsCenter, where the Cowboys win at 24-16. Did it with a lot of defensive touchdowns. Darren Smith joins me. You had one, a pick on Jim Everett, returned for a touchdown. Take us through that play, would you?
Well, first of all, I just got to give God the glory for the opportunity of being out here. And, you know, during the play, actually, it was just a lucky thing. They tried to run a screen play, and it bounced out of the receiver's hand right into mine. And luckily, we were pretty close to the end zone. So it just was a little short trot to the end zone, and it worked out real good.
Defense really did a good job basically getting some points on the board for this team. You guys feeling pretty good going into the playoffs?
Well, you know, each week in the back of our minds on defense, we feel that we have to win each game. You know, if it's going to take that, we feel we have to do that. And it came down to that tonight. We had 2 touchdowns on defense tonight, and you know, as long as we're doing that, doing our job, we're going to win. You know, we just want to give the offense the opportunity, but if they don't put it in, we have to do it.
A lot of people have been wondering, is the intensity there? Is this defense still the same? You guys ferocious enough? What would you say to that?
Well, I think we showed a lot of critics tonight that we are back, and we never really went nowhere. It was just a matter of us just coming together, playing as a unit, and we're just going to keep rolling on, trying to get that momentum going into next week when we go up to New York and then going on to the playoffs.
Okay, thanks a lot. Appreciate your time.
Thank
Good
you,
luck
Pam.
next week.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to SportsCenter.
Thank you, Pam. If you were preoccupied by the Monday night game, there were 3 NBA games this evening. Our video recap begins in Chicago, where the Bulls tried to pull the rug out from underneath Cleveland's 5-game winning streak. Mike Fratello's Cavs, the league's best defensive squad, and they certainly lived up to that billing.